No, I agree. The Mandarins are kind of an interesting team that takes sort of sniper-oriented builds, but also I'd say their expertise really lies in their brawling. So it's kind of funny. It's like they have one side that's for their meta, for the meta of the game, and the other side is for just whatever the heck they
And
want.
we actually saw them. They started off charging in using the Artemi front Artemi for cover. They okay. Let's just. Do we have to do all the loadouts again, Urs?
No, I don't think
All
so.
right.
Yes?
Oh,
Okay.
well, too late. Mr. Producer says so. Sacrilege Destiny, left side, Hades, double lumberjack, right side, Watcher, heavy carronade. Tropical Hurricane, left side, Artemis, Hades, front, Artemis, right side, Gat, mortar.
And again, aboard the Admiral Quackbar, we have an Artemis on the front, an Artemis and Hades on the port side, and a Banshee and Barking Dog Carronade on the starboard. Aboard the Dancing Feather, much of the same on the port, we have Artemis on the front, another Artemis and a Hades on the port side, and a Gat Mortar on the starboard. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, um, flip. Okay. Yeah, these guys are just derping around, joking about. That's fine. Um, Okay, right. Well, as I was saying, the Mandarins have actually, we saw them switch from kind of the gap mortar, carronade, carousel, sort of close range brawl, and then they sort of skirted back a bit and used sort of focus fire with, those Artemis Hades. So they sort of transition from long to close to medium again. I mean, just with the build they've got with those versatile junkers, they're quite comfortable at any range.
Still, though, at this sort of range, we're seeing the Sacrilege Dynasty take pot shots at the Dancing Feather and Admiral Quackbar, loading up those Lumberjacks, Lesmok, and doing all they can to try and knock them down. I'd say the Mandarin right now, already, in the first minute of the match, are pretty well pinned down.
Well, I'd say Mandarin are preparing a big charge here. They're just figuring out how to do it.
Yeah, probably. Right now, I think their best bet, they have these eastward blowing clouds. I'd guess that they're going to jump into one of those and ride it all the way to victory or an
Looks like
engagement.
Sacrilege are the ones being aggressive. Look at how out of position Sacrilege Dynasty is. What is Sacrilege Dynasty doing?
I think
Sacrilege
what they're
Dynasty
doing,
bleeding!
they're trying to predict the movements of. They thought that the Mandarin were going to go around the southern side,
Oh
but
my
instead they come
god,
around the
Sacrilege
north.
Dynasty is wandering around into a world of pain. Sacrilege Dynasty's been spotted here. He's all alone with the Admiral Quackbar and the Dancing Feather. What the fuck?
He's in a lot of trouble. The Artemis are going to completely disable him. They've got the Banshee and Carronade on that balloon. It's burning like crazy. Armor's going down. Hull is exposed. Balloons down. There's too much. The fire from two junkers is way more than they can handle, and the perma-hull goes down. First
What?
kill going to the
What?
Ducks.
What
Thanks
is
to a
this?
huge
I don't
misstep.
even. Like a
Huge misstep.
huge and completely unnecessary misstep.
Tropo says lol.
Well, I'm glad he sees the funny side. As the Dancing Feather and the Admiral Quackbar have spotted the Tropical Hurricane pulling back to the Sacrilege Dynasty, and I try and work out what the hell they were trying to do there.
I
What
think
do
they
you
were
think?
trying to protect the Mandarin movement. They thought that the Mandarin were going to go around the south side. Mandarin instead decided to use the clouds.
Then why
And
couldn't they
that's
have
not something
stayed
you see a lot.
together? Why did they get so split up? Were they trying to do a flanking maneuver?
I didn't.
Okay, well, we'll have to ask them about that later. In any event, we're seeing some Hades lumberjack fire, so not very accurate, going down through the clouds. It looks like the Mandarin have just taken their free kill and said, all right, bye.
Well, they're still using the clouds. I think they're going to try to move into the clouds here to try and close a little bit of distance before they get
Looks
those
like
Artemis and Hades in.
heading towards the ribs.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to use it to get to the ribs, use the ribs to get a little closer, and open up those Artemis and Hades. I'm a little worried about that, though, because the moment they pop out, those double lumberjacks are going to be on him hard, and getting into the ribs means they're going to be very low to the ground. This could be dangerous.
Well, you say that, but we were worried about that in the gents game earlier. But the if anything, those lumberjacks were almost a hindrance to the gents earlier when they went double lumberjack, because they just could not seem to get the permahull damage coming in. What would happen is just Admiral Quackbar would just get his balloon taken down, they'd descend below the Sacrilege Dynasty, and they just pop right back up again.
Yeah, they're gonna have to split that lumberjack fire over to both junkers so that they can get them both down. I mean, I don't see any other way around it. Right now, Sacrilege sees them going into the ribs.
Either they're going to have to do that, or they're going to have to focus fire on one ship and finish it off, because you can't underestimate how tanky these ducky junkers are, particularly the Admiral Quackbar.
The tropical hurricane not actually backing away. He's moving into the ribs. This is going to be difficult. They got to wait for the Sacrilege Dynasty to come around. Otherwise, it's going to be a 2-on-1.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. And Dancing Feather and Admiral Quackbar tentatively poking their heads up here, considering how to engage.
Admiral Quackbar losing its balloon. Going to be able to duck behind the ribs. Tropical Hurricane not moving forward to take advantage of that balloon pop. Instead, they're both going to focus on the Dancing Feather, who's moving forward. No, he's going to stay close to those ribs. The ducks, they're pretty well pinned down right now. For real this time.
For serious. Okay, well, yeah, well, let's see how the Mandarin handle this.
I'm super ethereal. Man Bear Ducketh real.
And the Tropical Hurricane pulling back to try and get an angle on the Mandarin. The Mandarin just looking to do some cover shooting here.
Yeah, they're gonna get knocked down real hard though, because the moment that they do, that balloon's gonna go down. Lumberjack's going a little bit wide. Tropical Hurricane trying to come around to get a better angle, but it's gonna bring him into arc of both of those junkers. This could be dangerous. Not quite. Both of them are playing quite passive. The Tropical Hurricane is sort of moving around this strange area of the ribs, where it's difficult to get a good arc on him, and all it takes is a little bit of movement to get out again. But the Tropical Hurricane has he can see quite a bit inside of the ribs. The ducks have very little wiggle room when it comes to taking cover, because you have those two angles that are very close to one another, but still covering a lot of area. See, look at this. Admiral Quackbar moving through. That moment that he moves through, he gets hit.
It's true. He's spending a lot of time with his balloon down. I have a feeling the Mandarin are going to try a charge here. It's just based on what I've seen so far and what I've seen them do in the past.
That was a nice Hades.
I think they could just sort of slide around. There we go. They're sort of sliding through the cover these pipes provide. Try and get a bit closer.
Using that big fat pipe to his advantage. And now they're that much closer. The Tropical Hurricane getting in pretty close here. But the Admiral Quackbar
the Dancing
is low.
Feather. The Dancing Feather is exposed, however, as the Admiral Quackbar comes in. The Admiral Quackbar going close range on the Tropical Hurricane. Tropical Hurricane moving in to intercept. Sacrilege Dynasty switching fire to the Admiral Quackbar. Admiral Quackbar's balloon is down, but so is the Tropical Hurricane's. No concerted focus fire as yet, but the Dancing Feather is coming in now.
If the Tropical Hurricane moves into the ribs, he's going to be picked off so quickly. But the Sacrilege Dynasty is putting down so much damage on the Quackbar.
Gap mortar on the Tropical Hurricane. They're in the crossfire. Admiral Quackbar could focus fire on the Tropical Hurricane here. The mortar going down the Tropical Hurricane. One more shot will do it. Boom!
And now Admiral Quackbar, though, it's pretty low. Those Hades and Lumberjacks are going to land so easy.
Oh, boy. The Dancing Feather has to take out those guns right now. The Admiral Quackbar is a dead duck.
Ha!
See what I did there?
Hades still landing.
Admiral Quackbar's kerosening backwards. He doesn't want to crash into the ground, but the Tropical Hurricane has respawned quite close by.
They're down. The Lumberjacks and the Sacrilege are down. The Admiral Quackbar is going to be able to rise up now.
There we go. The Dancing Feather did just barely manage to save his ally, but the Tropical Hurricane's come back in, getting fired on now.
Yep, Admiral Quackbar is getting hit by the Tropical Hurricane, but they're going to keep firing on the Sacrilege. Still, it's a galleon. It's tough. The Tropical Hurricane might be able to take out Admiral Quackbar pretty soon.
Dancing Feather switching fire to Tropical Hurricane, and it's basically killing it with just its Hades and its arts. Tropical Hurricane goes down. Wow.
That was just some beautiful, accurate shooting. That's all it was, is those shots landed perfectly.
Those Hades hit consecutively. Yeah, exactly. It will strip the armor scarily faster. Now the Sacrilege Dynasty's armor is down, being fired upon relentlessly by the Hades and the Artemis. Oh no, this could turn into a meat grind nightmare as the Tropical Nightmare respawns just as his ally goes down. The Tropical Hurricane needs to escape, needs to tank, it needs to buy time, or the Mandarin's going to be right on top of him.
Already on top of him. He spawns in Ark of the Hades and Artemis. And the Ducks are not going to let this go. The Hurricane has got to get out of here right now.
Well, he's backpedaling. He hasn't exposed his engines to get taken out. However, he can't move very fast. He can't escape.
Dynasty's spawning in behind clouds, but he still got spotted by the Dancing Feather. Just barely. I think the Ducks knew just exactly where to look.
The Mandarin should just keep firing on the Tropical Hurricane. I don't think the Sacrilege Dynasty is going to get in here and make any real difference soon enough. But I say that here are some of the Lumberjacks arcing in on the Admiral Quackbar. But is it going to be enough? I don't think so. The Tropical Hurricane is starting to descend. Its balloon is taken down. Shots from the Dynasty just not hitting their marks consistently enough.
Those Lumberjacks are not the disable they need. They need disable on the guns right now, but they can't do it. They don't have anything that can do so. And so the Tropical Hurricane, it was too high up. Even the Dancing Feather and Admiral Quackbar, the balloons,
Gatling's coming down the Tropical Hurricane. The armor's down. The mortars are gonna finish it. A convincing 5-0 victory for the Mandarins.
Wow. Okay, so that was absolutely brutal. And it all really boiled down to a couple of things, a couple of specific moments. The first one was when the Dancing Feather was able to get those perfect shots off. I mean, the accuracy that was on display there was gorgeous. On top of that, I feel like the Hurricane
of the Ducks right now.
Yeah, they have been trouncing every other team for a while now. They just know each other so well. They practice a lot. And we're getting in game. Northern Fjords. Here we go.
Okie dokie. Right. On the Sacrilege Dynasty, commanded by Tropo. Left side, double Lumberjack and Hades. On the right side, we have Carronade and Watcher. On the Moonshine Cafe, we have Artemis Hades. And on its side, we have Artemis Flare.
And aboard the Admiral Quackbar, we have an Artemis up front with an Artemis and Hades on the port side and a Banshee Carronade on the starboard. I've said that so many times it is etched into my skull. Aboard the Dancing Feather, we have an Artemis up front, Hades Artemis on the port side, and a Gap Mortar instead on the starboard. And they're already engaging. Dancing Feather coming in pretty hard around Candy Mountain.
Yes, indeed. The shots going down on the Moonshine Cafe, precision shots. Sacrilege Dynasty unable to assist as the Admiral Quackbar and Dancing Feather just use the much valued Candy Mountain to zone out the fire. Lumberjacks are starting to come in on the Dancing Feather, though. He doesn't have cover anymore. He's got to be careful. However, the Moonshine Cafe is taking heavy damage. He's eating those Hades. He's eating those arts.
Dancing Feather, though, its balloon's gone and those Hades are landing. That's one of the reasons the Hades is so good at the Lumberjack, is it brings the other ship down, makes the Hades really easy to land. Dancing Feather's going to have to back out, and the Admiral Quackbar is going to do much of the same. Half perma hull on Moonshine Cafe. I'd say that first engagement definitely in favor of the Mandarin.
Sacrilege Dynasty.
Number 2, Sacrilege Dynasty, coming into range of the Admiral Quackbar, and he is again getting his balloon knocked down.
The Dancing Feather's still engaging medium range on the Moonshine Cafe. The Moonshine Cafe is taking heavy damage here. It's taking even more damage. The Artemis hooks in. Oh, there's the finishing blow. Oh, this could turn very nasty for Sacrilege very quickly. The Sacrilege Dynasty firing its lumberjacks on the Dancing Feather. However, the Admiral Quackbar is coming up now. There's focused fire. Look at all those Hades shots perfectly arcing onto the Sacrilege Dynasty. The Mandarin not quite high enough to follow up with those Artemi. If they were, then I think the Sacrilege Dynasty would have been dead.
Moonshine Cafe spawns a little bit far away, the armor goes down, and the Artemi should be able to bring the Sacrilege Dynasty down pretty quickly. Though they need to start focusing on those lumberjacks in order to keep the Artemis in arc.
Oh, they get the armor down with that Hades, but, you know, they need to stay at a high enough altitude to finish them off with the arts.
Yeah, that's one of the things about the lumberjack against these builds is it's pretty effective, but in a 2v1, it's just not enough. But the Moonshine Cafe coming in with that Hades Artemis, Sacrilege Dynasty taking big damage. Can they get the armor up?
I think they can. Oh, wait. Oh, there's Hades a split second too late to kill the Sacrilege Dynasty. The hull armor's on fire for the Sacrilege Dynasty. Sacrilege are just completely rocked here. They are reeling on the ropes. Can't think of any more boxing metaphors.
How many cliches could we use in a 5-second period?
Well, I think, yeah, quite a lot. Don't underestimate me, young Padawan. As all the Hades smash into the Sacrilege consistently, Sacrilege Dynasty is just nowhere to go. Boom, goes down.
Now the Moonshine Cafe all alone. He is a sad panda. See, I can use cliches too. Moonshine Cafe gonna be eating.
I'd say it's more of a
Hades shots, but you should be able to back away.
That was more of a reference than a cliche.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. I got one. I've been working ever since
struggling to think of a cliche.
Ever since I read politics in the English language, I've been trying my best to strike them out of my word usage. Do you know of that? Sacrilege Dynasty spawning behind the Dancing Feather and Admiral Quackbar. It is spotted. They suspected this was going to happen. Moonshine Cafe backing up, but now he's leaving the Sacrilege Dynasty all on his lonesome. Sacrilege Dynasty moving behind Candy Mountain, and now he's going to get focus fired by both.
Oh yeah, if the Ducks just take some cover here, they can basically have their way with Sacrilege Dynasty, and there's nothing Moonshine Cafe can do about it. There's pretty much nothing they can do about it already. Sacrilege Dynasty is just going to get picked apart here by those Hades. You already see the hull armor's on fire, one of the guns on fire, the armor's down, just waiting on those Artemi to finish it off.
Dancing Feather got disabled by that lumberjack, so he can't quite do it. Though now the armor is going down, all it's going to take is the Admiral Quackbar. You can't focus down 2 ships at once. Moonshine Cafe doing what it can, but those Hades shots are going high.
Yes, they are. I'm really surprised the Sacrilege Dynasty isn't dead at this point. Just the Mandarin didn't want to raise too high altitude, didn't want to be too aggressive. Now the Sacrilege Dynasty's armor's down. I'm going to see the killing blow here. But the Moonshine Cafe is getting dangerously close to the Admiral Quackbar. Now the Moonshine Cafe changing its focus to the Dancing Feather as the Admiral Quackbar duels with the Dynasty.
Yeah, we got a couple of duels going on right here. Sacrilege Dynasty, it's unfortunately dueling with the Admiral Quackbar, which
a ram on the Admiral Quackbar.
The problem with this right here is that the Carronade is going to continually blast the balloon out of the Sacrilege Dynasty. I think unless the Moonshine Cafe can finish this fight with the Dancing Feather quickly, the Sacrilege Dynasty is going to be in a lot of trouble.
No question about that. Just that burst ammo loaded into that rocket carousel, spreading fires all over the Sacrilege Dynasty, just grinding it down towards the bottom. As long as the Moonshine Cafe and the Dancing Feather remain in a stalemate, Admiral Quackbar is just grinding down the Sacrilege Dynasty. Eventually it's going to hit the ground if the rockets don't kill it first.
Trouble says, if only I had Tar. He has because there's really not much he can do.
Tar would help.
He's gonna start bouncing, armor's down, and I think
if only he had the Tar. Oh, okay, he's not dead yet. Sacrilege Dynasty is seated on the ground, and now he is dead.
In the
Oh,
meantime, the
yeah.
Moonshine Cafe and Dancing Feather are still kind of lazily dueling one another. The Dancing Feather knew
Eh.
that if he just hid, the Admiral Quackbar would be able to finish off the dynasty, and so there's no reason for him to rush this fight. In fact, dragging it out was in his favor, and now the Admiral Quackbar is going to rise
Yep.
up. No hydrogen, so it's going to be a little bit longer. But it is going to be a 2v1 in very, very short order. Sacrilege Dynasty spawning a little ways away, but he's very low. He's got to rise
those
up.
Hades hit consistently. This is it for the Moonshine Cafe. Armor's down, those arts are hooking in, and boom.
Sacrilege Dynasty all alone now. I don't think... Oh, no, he's definitely been spotted by the Dancing Feather. He's in a lot of trouble. If he's this low, the Hades are going to be ridiculously easy to land.
Sacrilege Dynasty, you gotta hide, mate. You gotta hide. You gotta get out of there. There we go. Sacrilege Dynasty retreating. Oh, but are they gonna shoot out his engines with those arts? They could do. Artemis hooking in.
2 hits.
Impacting with the engines. None have been taken down yet, though. One gun down on the Sacrilege Dynasty. Another gun down. Wow. Oh no, Hades hooking in. Oh, the Sacrilege Dynasty has chosen to engage, but he's chosen to engage too soon. He's taking sustained fire. A few more shots will win the box social for the Mandarin. There we have it. And the box social number 5 has been won by the Mandarin.
They gave the Sacrilege Dynasty absolutely no... they gave him a false right choice. There was... If he kept his engine column to the Mandarins, then the Artemi would just knock it out again and again. If he turned to engage, his guns would be knocked out, and he was too far away from his ally for the Moonshine Cafe to actually